Hello everybody and welcome to the Binding of Isaac. Today we are going to play as Isaac. Alright. Looks like we don't have any curses, thankfully. Empty room here. Oh, this room should be easy enough. So, hopefully we get something solid in this item room. I love to see all stats up in those early item rooms, damage item. I usually like to see utility items come out of the second item room. It's really helpful to get a damage item early on. Ooh, left hand. Hold on a second. Okay, that's a Necro, Namicon. Okay, the Necro book, if you will. It does about 60 damage to everything in a room. I believe it has a 6-room recharge time. It's not super great, it's okay, but I'm gonna reroll it. That's number 1. Number 1, oh well, I mean, does this. It's just basically max fire rate. It sets our range really low. It's an interesting item. It can be really good if you get some range ups, but otherwise it's a real problem. We basically have to fight in near melee range now, but we get a huge damage increase essentially. I'm gonna go to this cursed room. Soul Heart, alright. Pretty much net profit of nothing right there. So yeah, ranged up would be really good off this first boss here. Love to see one. Just 1 or 2 ranged ups get us back to an acceptable range, so I don't have to get right up in these enemies' faces. That'd be great. Ah, key. That's really good. So the left hand will make it so all chests. All chests are red chests, which oftentimes contain troll bombs and spiders, which isn't ideal, but will occasionally contain soul hearts or guppy items, which are awesome. So it's a bit of a risk-reward thing. It's not guaranteed to have something helpful in it like the chests usually are, but it can have some exceptionally good stuff going on. Okay, this is getting weird. So this is Steven, basically an alternative to Gemini. You can drop Little Steven or Steven. Little Steven is a familiar that shoots homing to Steven with us 1 damage up. Steven is my preferred choice here, but I would take Little Steven. If you get Little Steven, you can try to reroll it, Big Steven, but it's a fairly low chance. So I think we are going to try to do that. Oh wow, actually worked. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Right. Shouldn't really notice the delay on your end, but I did have AFK momentarily. Ah, spawning right next to the item room, that's awesome. I'm really pleased that we re-rolled that into Steven. So this is the magnet, which will bring basic pickups like coins, hearts, bombs, keys towards us, which can be useful. I'm going to leave it there for now. I probably would like to re-roll it, in all honesty. I don't think it's a super great item. It's not bad. It has some interesting implications. But there are better items, no doubt about that. I'm going to try and earn a deal with the devil, and possibly re-roll that first though. So we may not end up re-rolling anything at all. Which wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, it's a fine item. I'm not going to be upset if I can keep it. Alright, so this is Larry Jr., the blue version. Not too different in terms of, how you fight him, but he will drop a soul heart, which is nice. Soul hearts are somewhat rare at this phase of the game, and unreliably acquired, so getting a guaranteed one is pretty nice. As you can see, number 1 does substantially increase my standard damage, and Steven just amplifies that substantially as well. But again, the range thing is a bit problematic. We did get a double room. So, again, we have the Lucky Foot, Spirit of the Night. Lucky Foot is a really good item, very tempting to take it. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's take it. Spirit of the Night. Reroll that. Guppy's Head, no thank you. I'm actually going to take the box because the box is a solid item. So Lucky Foot will make it so all of our pills are neutral or good. We can't have bad pills anymore. And any bad pills that were in the pill rotation are converted to neutral or good. So that's awesome. So we got Balls of Steel there, which gives us 2 Spirit Hearts. One of the other things Lightfoot does is it greatly increases our odds when gambling, to the point that we can't actually lose when using fortune teller machines, which is awesome. Fortune teller machines become a great source of Spirit Hearts and trinkets now, if we can get some money, which is great. I've successfully managed to rescue several runs just playing fortune teller machines with the Luckfoot and acquiring a huge amount of Spirit Hearts. It's quite effective. So, the other trinket that you saw in there, the Goat Hoof, was, I guess to say, about an average speed increase. I don't really care too much for speed increases though. 1 can be nice, but I'm not going to trade in the left hand. So we are a little bit weaker now. We're pretty much like Kane at this stage, with a faster fire rate, the same amount of health, and the Lucky Foot. And the D6, of course. So, a lot of similarities to Kane, but of course some differences. And let's check out the library. I'm gonna re-roll this stuff so I can get some books cycled out, and then I'm gonna take this is Telepathy for Dummies. Telepathy for Dummies gives you homing tears for 1 room, and you can use it once every 2 rooms. So, homing shots are okay. They're not really game-defining. They improve your accuracy a tiny bit, but not a huge amount. And they're especially weak with low range because homing basically uses your existing range. No, thank you. Homing uses your existing range to propel the shot around and to target enemies with. So having a really low range like I do right now makes homing even less appealing than it normally would. Oh yeah, we have the magnet, so we can do this without any cost to ourselves, which is awesome. Yeah, the magnet is going to get us a couple free items like this penny, which is nice. Worth mentioning that it will also suck up normal troll bombs towards you, which is a little scary if you're not paying attention. We got another library, which is great. If you run out of books, and we've already run through the Necronomicon and 3 other books, so we're getting pretty good there. If you run out of books, libraries become double item rooms, essentially, so it's really good to try and roll through them all. Right here we have Anarchist Cookbook, which would summon a ton of bombs, and Book of Revelations, which gives us a Spirit Heart. Book of Revelations is okay, Anarchist Cookbook is not really. I am going to pass on both of them and try to just re-roll them to infinity. Essentially, I want to get that double item room one. We got good luck with libraries so far, so we have a serious chance to get some easy items. Essentially, which should be great for long-term success purposes. Yep, this range here is being a bit of a pain. I can't quite reach the middle there. Not sure how to do this actually. Okay, it looks like I can hit the barrel. Maybe? Yeah, I can. I gotta swing the shot there. It was a little weird. Get this easy pin. Really good on the caves, and Mom's Pad would, I believe, slow enemies. It's a spacebar item. I believe it would slow down some enemies for a little while. It's okay. It's not as good as Mom's Bra, and I don't want to give up the D6 for it. I love the D6, and it takes a really exceptional spacebar item, and me being in a pretty exceptional position to want to give it up, essentially. So I'm going to go into this cursed room. 2 troll bombs, awesome. You did see the magnet there working on them. I am going to go back to the library and... well, no. Actually, I'm going to roll this first, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Ghost Baby because it's really not a good familiar, but I would rather roll the library more than I would like to roll Ghost Baby, I guess. And it's not... it may not have been the best call, but I think with our luck regarding finding libraries thus far, it's not a terrible decision. Now, unless we get another Deal with the Devil and another item we want to pick up, I will be able to roll the library one more time this floor. So, future libraries, not this one necessarily, but ones I find in the future definitely have potential to give me actual items besides just books, which is great. Whoa, or Pestilence. This is a Pestilence. He throws a bunch of bombs around, he summons chargers and these spitters, I believe they're called. The chargers are the real pain. Number one is actually making this kind of hard. It's hard to get close to him with this low range, unfortunately. Obviously I can do an okay amount of damage if I can get it close, but this is obviously the risk, so I should have dodged that. It's an easy dodge. This is the risk associated with taking number one. You really need to get some range ups. Like, it's a great item for improving your effective damage per second, but that was dumb. Real silly. It doesn't help you be a sniper, basically. And that's what you need against fights like this. You need to be able to get up close like this. And it's kind of risky, because dodging those close range bombs is challenging. It looks like we're going to get through it. Possibly without taking any more damage? Okay. Did not earn another cube of meat. Or, I'm sorry. We did earn a cube of meat, but we did not earn another Deal with the Devil. Which makes sense because if you got to Deal with the Devil on the last floor, your chance of getting another one is really decreased on the next floor. So we're going to reroll at the Book of Belial. The Book of Belial is a really strong item. It gives us +2 damage every 3 rooms, which is fantastic, really. But it's not, it's not as good as the it's really not as good as the D6, I guess. 1-up. Seem to be getting that quite a bit. It's an okay item. Not a great item. My main problem with the D6, or the 1-up, is that I like to try and build my characters to actually, survive. So just being able to come back in a potentially weakened state is not really super appealing to me. I would rather get almost any other secret room item except for the Ankh. And maybe even the, well, no, not the Ankh. Alright, so on the caves part 2, this is the first floor of Greek shop, unfortunately. We did not really get to go to any shops. We're having a bit of a key problem, we're having a bit of money problems, so shops have not been on the table. Made up through that, potentially, through our library luck. Okay, I'm taking way too much damage on this room. This room is another one where range would help a lot, so I could escape those maws. I'm gonna go in here. Okay, wasn't worth it. But blue attack flies do twice our base damage, which is, helpful. And they also have a bit more range than our actual tiers, so that one may be helpful on this next room. We've got the gishes here, which are like the meat guys, but they shoot diagonally. So this room is going to be interesting. No doubt about that. We have good damage right now, but we need range, we need survivability. So I would say we have a solid base right now, but we need some other good stuff. More pills would be awesome, because we can't have bad pills. Tears up, not really useful. Okay, that's blood rights, which I believe does damage but hurts us when we use it. So I don't really want that. I can't really take something that compromises my survivability. And that is the virus poison touch effect, which is good. It's a good effect, but I really need something stronger than that. Basically, it needs to either have stronger utility value to me or much more survivability value. I can't take just kind of an average item like that. Normally poison touch is not a bad item, it's just not really what I need right now, so okay, just got the small rock, interesting. It's +1 damage, some tears up, a bit of speed down, so altogether not really too bad of an item. Okay. chest, Guppy's tail. Guppy's tail will make it so we find many more chests, and of all kinds, and especially red chests in our case, or entirely red chests in our case, because we have the left hand. And I'll take a second to note here that we have red tears right now, occasionally just a cosmetic effect, but it, if you don't have an item that specifically gives you red tears mean you have at least 5.5 damage, which we do because your base damage is 3.5. Steven gives us +1 damage, and I believe the small rock also gives +1 damage, so we're sitting at exactly 5.5, I believe, right now. Okay, reroll this. 10 bombs, interesting. 10 bombs is not a bad pick, but again, not really what I'm looking for either. So, I'd love to find another library. I don't know what the chances are on that, but it would be very helpful. Boss challenge room, interesting. That could give us something we need. So I'm gonna do something a little risky here. Take a bit of damage. Taking this damage so I can go into this boss challenge room, you have to have 1 red heart. Okay, that is a range up. That is well worth the cost of mission. Yeah, that is super good. You can actually get somewhat far back now and land shots. This is a nice survivability increase in a roundabout way, I suppose. And just not having to enter such a close range to be able to land shots is extremely useful in terms of, you know, not taking damage. Okay, we can die here. Hopefully we don't. Alright, just pop the lover's card, take this health. I don't want to die. Okay. So, we're in a better position now, but we're in a dangerous position all the same. Only 2 hearts, no soul hearts, and no sustainability either. We have good damage, we actually have good range again, great tears, absolutely phenomenal tears, but yeah, nothing really to be happy with as far as survivability goes, unfortunately. We do have the potential to acquire guppy items, which is cool. And I'm going to check this spot right here to my left for a secret room because it's surrounded by a ton of rooms. It's not it. I have an idea where it probably is then. Okay, reroll. Book of Sin gives us a random pickup. Hopefully, okay, key, fair enough. Book of Sin, well worth picking up and using once if you see it, but not really a great item. Consumables, you know, they're good, but you don't necessarily want to dedicate your spacebar slot to them. If it recharged a little bit faster, it might be more useful, but it recharges too slowly to really have any great value, and I believe this is going to be the secret room. Unless it's in a really weird place, which it's not. Okay, now we have enough money to go to the shop, and we have enough keys, but there is a 50% chance Greed will be in the shop, so unless we find another mini-boss, which is possible. It's actually not possible now, so just straight up 50% chance we're going to find Greed in the shop. Hopefully we don't, but we might. We didn't, okay. Oh, this is interesting. So this is the blue candle. I'm going to take this. Blue candle is one of the few items I'm actually willing to replace the D6 with. It recharges in the room I'm actually in, as you'll probably notice. It takes about 4 to 5 seconds to recharge. I'm also going to pick up the Spirit Heart. It breaks incoming tears, it does a ton of damage, and it's generally a great survivability and damage item, so it's just a nice pickup. Okay, this is Gertie. Gertie will summon a bunch of stuff and occasionally shoot out some stuff. As long as you're ready for his shots that he'll shoot at you, it's not too hard of a fight. As you can see, the candle is doing a ton of damage here, along with my standard tears. Now losing... oh, meat. Meat gives us a... may improve our fire rate some. It does improve our damage a tiny amount, like 0.3 increase. Not a big amount, but you know, every point of damage is awesome in my book. And it also gives us a heart, so it's a great item. One of the best items we could have asked for right now, I would say, from a boss room. And yeah, so let's move on. I'll take this moment to drink a sip of coffee. Alright, Isaac, let's get working here. Sorry about this. Hopefully we do not crash. Isaac is not the stablest game in the world. It doesn't usually crash, but occasionally you'll get these weird loading screen glitches. Okay. Yeah, so giving up the D6 means we're not, there are certain, you know, things we're not going to be able to exploit at this stage because the the D6 is just so essential to that nature, you know, re-rolling stuff. The library is probably not going to be as appealing now. We may have gone through all the books already, but we're close, but I don't know if we actually did it. Okay, I absolutely deserve to take damage there, but I didn't, so I'm not going to complain. I believe there's an extremely strong chance that greed is in the shop right now, and I have no money. And I only have one key, so I'm not gonna bother to mess with that. 2 pills that I don't know. It's interesting. Bad gas. And tears up. Okay. That means I actually had a tears down in the rotation, I believe, and one of the tears down also got turned into a tears up because that pill was unidentified, and I had already found a tears up pill. That would only happen if I picked up either the PhD or the Lucky Foot in the middle of a run like that. So, unfortunately, that means we do have 2 tears up pills, and we actually really don't need them. We're pretty much capped on tear speed here. I was actually sort of hoping there was a range up pill in the rotation. That would be much more helpful to us. But alas, you can't always get the best pills, I suppose. Into the shop. This is scapular. We have to take it, basically, is the case. Scapular is not a bad item. When we get down to half a heart, I think, we'll get a spirit heart back, so that's cool. It has some interesting implications. Actually somewhat abusable before you get into the womb and later, of course, but I will show that off if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to. Hopefully. We basically have to find a blood donation machine. Okay, this is really scary. I'm pretty amazed that I haven't taken damage. Like I said, that range is absolutely essential. No way I would have avoided damage here if I did not have the range up. I mean, I'm sure it was possible, I wouldn't have done it, so... Alright. Well, I guess we have to move on down and to the left. Not a lot of choices left. Hopefully we find a library and some keys. And some money. We actually need quite a bit of stuff right now. I'm gonna use the candle. I keep forgetting I actually have the candle. Oh, key and soul heart. Lovely. Okay, yeah, let's use the candle some more. The candle's really strong. And it actually has a bit of a longer effective range than I do right now, so not too much longer. These guys are sort of annoying. Guardian flies. I'm gonna try and kill a couple. So as you can see, the candle does a lot of damage. That is a library. Hey, that's awesome. Okay. Alright, I know there's a way to do this, I'm just not sure if I can do it. So I'm gonna... Oh, we did it, you guys. Okay. So this is homing bombs. Brother Bobby. We went through the entire library book pool, so now we're getting items. Every library now is 2 items from the item room pool, which is awesome. Even if those items, you know, aren't really that great, it's still free items, you know, and you're not gonna complain. Or essentially free items, which is awesome. Got great luck as far as libraries goes, and we basically kept D6 just long enough to be able to abuse that, which is cool. Okay, Mask of Infamy. This boss is a real pain in the ass, and it's gonna be even worse because we don't really have a lot of range. So this boss is basically just a huge version of the Masks and Heart rooms, where you have to kill the heart before you kill the heart, and then normally the mask explodes, but in this case you actually have to kill the mask after you kill the heart. Unfortunately, it would be cool if the mask just exploded. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this. To be honest, it's a bit of a hard fight. As long as I take it slow, it's gonna be a long fight, I would imagine. Unless I get a really solid candle shot, which is not gonna be the easiest thing in the world, as you can tell. It requires pretty tight timing, and I don't want to get close to this guy. Yeah. Okay, so the candle actually pierces him, I believe. Pierces through him, yeah it does. Okay, that's really interesting. Oh, maybe it doesn't do it as consistently as I was hoping. Okay, I think we're getting him pretty low at this stage. Candle's hitting him several times. He doesn't really have that much health, but he's a pain in the ass to hit because you have to hit him in the back. I don't know if I mentioned. Yeah, okay. Yeah, got pretty low there, but did get a health upgrade, which gives a bit of restoration. The stem cells also gives a 16% increase to shot speed, which I don't like, but I'm not going to pass up on a health speed because of that, or a health increase because of that. So we have a pretty large supply of bombs, so I'd like to look for a secret room. I don't think it's going to be right here, but I'll plant one anyways. Okay. Interesting. 7 cents. Enough to make a discounted shop item possible, but not really enough for anything else. What is this? Heart. I'd love to get back to full health. Okay, it's close. It's very close. It's very tempting to go to the coaster, and it could be good. It could really be good. And we could use an advantage. Get 2 chests. Give me something good. Oh, deal with the devil. Alright, so here we can take Brimstone, or we can take the Mark. I mean, I could pass on them, I guess. It's tempting to pass here because... oh, I don't know what to do. This is a tough choice. Alright, I'm probably going to regret this decision. So we have Brimstone now, which lets us shoot a huge ass beam across the room. It does a ton of damage. Just basically triples your damage value, but it also essentially increases the amount of time it takes to fire a shot by about 2.5 times. So DPS wise, it's not a humongous increase, but the way it multiplies your damage means it works incredibly well with certain other items. Alright, let's move on. We're really not in a better position survivability wise. Hopefully we get more soul hearts, hopefully we find more libraries. Okay, yep, that's one of the reasons Brimstone's awesome. Okay. I'd like to go to the boss challenge room, no doubt about that. Could definitely have a health upgrade in it. Range is now useless to us, which is nice to say. So, there is a bug in the game called, it's colloquially referred to as brim snapping, essentially, and named after Biznap, and it allows you to amplify the damage of Brimstone Laser by rapidly tapping, you know, the arrow keys essentially after firing a shot. That was stupid. Yeah, so like if that, you can tell it looks pretty strange, or like that. So there, I was tapping my left arrow key. I shot to the left, and then I tapped the left arrow key multiple times. It looked like I was shooting downwards, but I promise I was shooting to the left. Okay, don't want to go in there because that's the mob fight. Yeah, so brim snapping pretty much multiplies your damage. It's very easy to do as well. And if you have brimstone, you know, you might as well use it. May seem a little bit sleazy, I suppose, but at the same time, we really kind of need every advantage at this point. Our damage potential is pretty much our advantage right now. We don't have anything really going on survivability-wise, unfortunately. A lot of that was my own decision. I mean, I gave away 3 hearts in a double deal suspension, essentially, so low survivability is to be expected. But at the same time, you know, okay, bomb bag will give us a free bomb from time to time. It's really not that great for us right now. I mean, you know, I don't have a choice. There's no reason not to pick it up because it's not on the special items table, I believe. So, yeah, I'm just gonna take it, deal with it, into the arcade, I guess. Okay, I have a fortune teller machine. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna play this once. Okay, 5 cents, actually pretty useful. Now open this. But I'd really love for some soul hearts. Okay, it's almost the opposite of soul hearts, you could say, considering it would take my hearts away. And then I'd be lonely. Alright, let's go to the boss challenge room. I'm going to fight 2 bosses from the caves. I believe it is Peep and somebody else. I can't remember who it is. Hopefully it's health up. Yeah, it's health up also. Okay, who are we fighting? Okay, it's Chub and Peep, I believe. So, could have done that in 2 shots, I think, of Brim snapping, but I sort of messed it up. So, jumped right as I tried to snap. Okay, there you go. So, not terrible damage. Oh, okay, not sure what I'm doing. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, back to Peep. Let's, oh, that was silly. So, this is, Peep. You may be able to figure out his name. It's probably related to some combination of the urine and his eyeballs. The Sun card. Okay, what a great card. The Sun puts us back to full health, does damage, and acts as a world card, so it reveals the entire map, like, including the spaces and the shit. Like the special tiles. Yeah, it shows you that where the shop, item room, boss, etc. are. So it's like a combination of the treasure map and the compass. Okay. Well, I guess it's an interesting way. Oh, before the arcade got re-rolled when I died. That's weird. Interesting. I didn't know that would happen. I mean, I knew you could re-roll arcade machines. I just didn't know you could do it that way. So we can one-shot those guys, Globins, in those guys by Brim Snapping, and we can also kill ourselves here against the Gluttony wannabes. Let's go into the shop, even though it's probably greed. It's not greed, but it's very limited value. Okay. Steam sale reduces the price of all shop items by 50%, which sounds pretty cool, and in a way it kind of pays for itself if you get it early on, but getting it on the very last floor of the shop makes it kind of worthless. So let's go in here. Let's play the fortune teller, because we will win every single time, and we can get some spirit hearts accumulated. In theory we could. Bombs are key. Well, you know, that would have been nice a few floors ago, but now it's a little iffy. Of course, we are probably about to drop the left hand and grab the Polaroid, so maybe okay. Ah, wow, these fortune tellers are trolling me. Alright, that's alright though. Let's let us move on to Mom, who should not be too big of an issue as long as we snap right. Oh yeah, there's the candle trick we can use as well, which I will try to show off. So it's pretty simple. Oh, boo Mom. That's not fun. Okay, so the candle trick, just shoot at any door with the candle, bam. She takes damage. Doesn't matter if it's open, doesn't matter if it's closed. Okay, yeah. Forgot about the hands. That spider. Okay, just probably may die here, to be honest. It's not out of the question. Used the sun by accident, and probably was a good idea. Okay, let's. It's tempting to keep the left hand. Just say goodbye to the Polaroid, because I don't know if we can go do. Okay, let's try and go to the chest. I don't really feel like we can do it, but I'll try. I feel like we'd have better odds against Satan. I mean, you know, every run has better odds against Satan because of the nature of the fight, but I do have these keys, so I'm gonna open golden chests. So I might as well. Okay, that was interesting. Getting hung up on that rock actually helped me. I believe, which is nice. Didn't snap there by accident. We are in an interesting situation. I feel like if we went up against Isaac right now, we might win, just because we don't really have too fast tiers, and having really fast tiers is one of the biggest problems. Okay, we have a library. Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna take the unit, baby. And I'm gonna touch Lemon Mishap so it never shows up again. Lemon Mishap is just a really bad space pirate. It summons a small pool of like a damaging thing. I don't like this room. It summons like a small pool of urine, I guess. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Lemon juice, perhaps, considering the name. Okay. I'm taking so much damage, unfortunately. Yeah, tears up, sure. Doesn't really help me, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not sure about this run. I feel like we have a lot of power, but not much going on in survivability terms. Like, at all. No spirit heart generator. You know, no health generator either. Just getting completely random drops. We have some interesting things going for us, like the library thing. But, that's interesting. Worth it, I guess. But not much else. I mean, we have a lot of damage, which, you know, is not... I'm not going to discount that by any means. It's great. But I don't think just a lot of damage is going to pull us through when we only have 3 hearts. Certainly not against a boss like Isaac. Isaac is just going to do quite a bit of damage to me. Just because it's a challenging fight. I mean, we're getting a lot of money, so I hope we find a fortune teller. Grab that. Run through here. Hit these guys. Alright, I'm gonna kill this chap. So, if I didn't mention it, Demon Baby shoots at anything that gets near us. We don't have to be holding down the fire button, which is great. It's actually really good with something like Brimstone because you have a fairly slow firing ability. So having a little guy around that can easily kill flies and spiders and stuff, low health enemies that get up in your face, that's really helpful. So we're gonna go ahead and do this first boss. That was really bad damage to take. We're finding a lot of chests because of Nubbin's tail, by the way. So. Conquest, well, that's pretty unfortunate. We could easily die here, for what it's worth. I'm gonna try not to, but it's not out of the question, yeah, especially if he does use a light like that. We are on the verge of death, essentially. I'm gonna do my best here, I have to say, but the beams of light are fairly random. It's very oh, he changed directions on me. That's kind of a dick move. Oh well. Thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, peace.